Again, we continue today in the arriving of the tribulation saints in Revelation 7, verses 9 through 17. It is not without significance that we continually have dual references to the Father, the one sitting upon the throne, and to the Lamb, the one standing after having been slain. The Father was primary in the Old Testament covenant in relation to Israel. The Son, the slain Lamb, is primary in the New Testament covenant in relation to the church. Also noteworthy here in Revelation 7:9 is the fact that this multitude is distinguished from the group that we saw in Revelation 4:4. Here in Revelation 7:9, this group was given perfect passive participle. It denotes continuing possession, white robes, and they're standing with palm branches in their hands. There in Revelation 4:4, that group was given perfect passive participle, denoting continuing possession, white raiment, and they were seated with golden crowns upon their heads. Thus, this distinction are to be noted as follows. First, the palm branches in hand could have one of two significations. One, palm branches with white attached were used as a sign of supplication, or as we know, the waving of the white flag of surrender. Or, the palm branches were associated with the triumphal entry of Christ into Jerusalem before his passion as a sign of the victor's triumph. This group has triumphantly entered into the very presence of God, and they have received white robes. But as yet, they have not received their crowns. So then let's notice the substance of the praise of this innumerable multitude in verses 7 through 10. Revelation 7:10 literally says, "And crying out with a loud voice, saying, the salvation by the one sitting himself upon the throne of our particular God and by the Lamb." All four of the Gospels record a version of the triumphal entry of Jesus into Jerusalem on what we call Palm Sunday. We will consider Mark's account in Mark 11, verses 9 and 10. "And they that went before and they that followed cried, saying, Hosanna! Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. Blessed be the kingdom of our father David, that cometh in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest." And Hosanna is the Hebrew transliteration, meaning, "Oh, save." The people of Israel were looking for Jesus to immediately establish an earthly kingdom. Therefore, they were not understanding God's plan of suffering Messiah in first advent and reigning monarch in the second advent. Thus, they were disillusioned by his sacrificial death not many days after his triumphal entry. Thus, we find a contrast in Revelation 7:10. The word cried, the aorist tense in Mark, and the word crying, present tense in Revelation, are the same root word. However, Revelation refers to the historic fulfilling of a long anticipated deliverance. Hence the word, the salvation by the one sitting himself upon the throne of our particular God and by the Lamb. Then let's notice the resounding of the praise in verse 11. "And all the messengers they had stood encircling the throne, and the elders and the four living creatures, and they fell down upon their faces before the throne, and they worshiped to the God." Now, three groups previously introduced are noted. One, all the messengers, the angels, having stood and remaining standing around the throne. Two, the 24 elders. And three, the four living creations or creatures. The action by all, even they all fell down before the throne upon their faces, and they worshiped God.